Hello, YouTube. It's Andrew. Even though I'm starting the stream 2 minutes early, it's because of a technical difficulty in setting up the stream earlier today. I set it up with an encoder rather than the native software that I planned on using. So YouTube has its own native software, and unfortunately, I don't know what I did, but I set it up to use an encoder, which would be like what you'd use with OBS or some other software. So, hey, Samson Farms, thanks for joining me. Sorry for the quick confusion with the with the switcheroo at the very last minute. Hey, Mom, thanks for joining. Had a little switcheroo there, a little technical difficulty, but my buddies helped me out. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Dave. And Dave, welcome, Dave. We have multiple Daves. We always have multiple Daves because what kind of world would we live in if we didn't have more than one Dave? So, yeah, buddies. So we've been having some nice weather here in Oregon. Hit 72 degrees, I think. On Tuesday, maybe, or Wednesday. It was downright sunny and warm, like really nice. Today, I'm just stalling for time, waiting for people to catch up. So there's this thing at my company called a hey, homesteading with the Heberts. Thanks for coming by. We had a little switcheroo there with the format. So we have this thing at my company called a VIP award. It's I guess very important person, and you can nominate fellow employees or managers can nominate you for this award. It's just it used to be just a gift card that you could, like a Visa gift card, and you could go use it at any store. But they changed the program to a hey, Amanda, thanks for joining. They changed the program to this online store, and you're awarded points, and you spend those points to buy merchandise on this online store. So I'd gotten one of those awards earlier this year, and I went to the website and was looking, and I wasn't seeing anything I was interested in because they had like perfume and cologne, barbecue implement sets, just stuff, tons of stuff. I mean, like a pretty wide variety of things, but there's nothing I was interested in. So I just ignored it, and I was either going to save the points or let them go to waste or something, because there wasn't anything I was interested in. Well, Sam, I am going to bring that up. I have that on my notes right here. I have very few notes today, but one of them is makeup story. So anyway, so I earlier, I think it was last week. Anyway, I went back to this site and just to look again. I had a few minutes at work just to look again and see if there's something maybe I was interested in, like a little GoPro widget or a iPhone adapter or something. But I kept scrolling and searching, and I found you could turn your points in for an actual gift card. So I did that, and I got a $50 Lowe's gift card, and which is really cool. I took that gift card, and after work yesterday, I went and picked up some 20-inch by 20-inch pavers, and I'm eventually going to. Right now, they're in the back of my truck because they're pretty heavy. I'm going to put some pavers from my back patio to the shed as a walk path. Over the winter, I just dropped hay down, just spread out hay so it wouldn't become muddy. So I'm going to adjust while we talk here. Bring the camera up with my very expensive camera mount system I like to call a box. Yeah, so boo on Lowe's, yeah, but they didn't have Home Depot, and like there's some stores I also wasn't interested in, but Lowe's anyway. So that was pretty cool. I got to spend my VIP award and got the concrete pavers. Yeah. I'm sorry that your Lowe's went away, Amanda. Do you have a Home Depot? Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of a neat little program. It's you recognize someone for doing something creative or initiating something, or you find an alternate solution to a problem. For the one I got was we have some valves that are monitored electronically, and one of the valves needed to be replaced. And so instead of hiring out the work, all the work, I used an in-house electrician to do the wiring, which saved Intel, I don't know, $600-700. And for me saving them $600-700, they gave me a $50 gift card, basically, which is cool. I appreciate it, and they appreciate the cost savings, so it's good. Giant squishy poodles. I'm not sure what that means. Home of Lowe's. Oh, is North Carolina where Lowe's started? I didn't know that. Puddles. Oh, yes. It's not raining, so I don't have puddles or poodles. Wow. They shut down all your Lowe's in Northern Ontario. What do you got? What do you got instead? I think Amanda was saying something, but I missed it. The chat's flying by too fast for me. Unicorn and butterflies. All right. I like unicorns and butterfly. Lowe's is struggling. I didn't know that. From outward appearances, I wouldn't see that. Hi, Ian. I see you stopped in. Thanks. So the other night I was chatting in a room with Sam from from Green Acre Workshop. So I was talking with Sam and Dave. Actually, Dave stepped away, was, I don't know, getting dinner or something, fish and chips or maple syrup battered something. I don't know what we were talking about, but somehow it came up, and I said that I gave a demonstration speech in college on how to apply makeup, because in the speech class I was in, you had to do like an informative speech, a demonstrative speech. I don't know, it was 5 or 6 different speeches, and we studied each one. And for the demonstration speech, I was trying to figure out what to do, and my best friend at the time, his girlfriend suggested that I give a speech on how or demonstrate how to apply makeup because she thought it'd be funny, and it is funny. But I got to thinking about it and go, I had no idea anything about makeup other than people wear it. So I said, her name was Amy, and I said, Amy, I will do it, but you have to be my model. And so I will apply makeup to you in the class, and I will give the speech, and you just have to sit there. So I went to the mall, to Nordstrom's, which is a clothing store, and a department store, clothing store. And they have makeup counters. I also went to Meyer and Frank, which, Mom, if you're still here, correct me if I'm wrong. Meyer and Frank is a Portland-based store or a Pacific Northwest-based store. But it's the same thing. It's a department store, and they have makeup counters and stuff. Anyway, so I went to these makeup counters and went up to the women that work the counters and told them the situation. Said, hey, I'm in college and I need to learn how to put makeup on for a project. And they just thought it was the funniest thing in the world that, this dude wanted to learn to put on makeup. And so they were very helpful. In fact, they gave me samples of, I don't know, blush and powder and all that stuff. It's been so long, I forgot all the terms. But so anyway, so I spent a few evenings at these department stores, getting lessons from the makeup counter people, and put together a speech and did it in class, and it went well. It went so well that I impressed a young lady in the class who passed me a note inviting me to a party, and so basically asking me out on a date. And so I went to this party, and I thought it was so cool because we went to this apartment building that had a southwestern motif, stucco and kind of a enclosed courtyard thing. At the time, I thought it was a very like 90210 type cool place. Anyway, went to this party. We had a good time. We went out on a few other dates, and then eventually I asked her to marry me, and she became my first wife. So, guys out there, if you need to impress a young lady, maybe you can learn how to put on makeup, and you can find your first wife as well. Yeah. The marriage didn't work. She's a great person. It's just we we got married young. We didn't know what we were doing. In fact, we still are kind of in contact. Boy, that was 26 years ago, I guess. And she and I talk every once in a while, mostly via Facebook and Messenger and whatnot. That she a success story out of that is the gentleman that she started dating next after me. They got married, and they are still married 20 plus years later. and they're very happy. So I'm very happy for them. So, yeah, Jim, you're in drama club. Yeah. Hey, I had to wear makeup in a TV commercial I was in. So I was in a TV. I might have told you guys this story, but I was in a Oregon Lottery TV commercial, and obviously actors, because of all the lights and whatnot, they put all the makeup on you and stuff. But they also in the commercial, I wore this flannel shirt with the sleeves. You didn't know the sleeves were cut, but they're rolled up really high, and they wanted to cover up my tattoos, and so they applied makeup over my tattoos so you couldn't see them, and it was a really good job. You could see the commercial now. It's the very first video I have posted on my YouTube channel. When was that? 10, 12, 14 years ago, something like that. But the sleeves are rolled up so high that you don't see my tattoos because of the Andrew's makeup video, because of the makeup. So I guess I've had, well, okay. Everything's coming out on the table now. I'm just laying it all out for you. I'm laying it all out for you. I just realized I have had count them, 3 experiences in my life with makeup. 1, I was in a TV commercial. 2, I gave a speech on it. And and 3, the earliest one in high school, my buddy and I dressed up as girls in my sister's clothes and went to a Halloween party, and I don't remember if my sister did our makeup for us or we did it ourselves. Sarah, my sister, may have done the makeup on us. I could do a bearded giant makeup line. Hey, that's not a bad idea. There is a picture of CJ. CJ was my high school buddy. There is a picture of CJ and I before we went off to this Halloween party. Yeah. Oh, Kevin. Yes, I was trying to combine Kevin and Sam as one person. You guys look so similar to me that I confused you, because really anyone shorter than me, they just look the same. Oh, boo. So Ian, you talk about a bearded giant makeup line. I think the closest thing is beard oil and beard balm. That would be a great accessory. I actually am an affiliate with a beard oil company right now who I advertise one of their links on my website. Yeah, so if you guys go to my website, thebeardedgiant.net, you'll see a link. Oh, I think I got some here. A link to Artius Man men's care product. Like, here's some beard oil that I have of theirs. I like it. I use it in the beard, and I like it so much. I joined their affiliate program, and so um, if you guys want to support me and have a nice beard at the same time, or get a beard comb, some beard oil, maybe some beard balm or something, go to my website, click on that link, and you can get some beard oil. Look-alike Pike. Yep, look-alike Pike. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Are you saying that because I confused Sam and Kevin? For those of you who don't know, Sam and Kevin look nothing alike. They look nothing alike. But it was just funny. Oh, thanks, Sam. Yeah, that's the link to the you guys are just cracking the jokes. Speaking of jokes, so Gary told me one. Gary, the bearded woodworker, told me a joke. All right. Why did the Scarecrow get an award? Why did the Scarecrow get an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Oh. Hey, Brandon, how's it going? So have you told that joke to the family? They're not laughing? Come on. Oh, because he's outstanding in his field. He's outstanding in his field. I'm still not over this bug. Oh, man, it's killing me. Oh. I do feel bad about telling dad jokes because I don't have kids, so that makes me a faux pas. Oh, you like that? Oh, whew. Faux pas. Yeah, that's so stupid. Holy cow. Oh. So this weekend I've been putting off. That was better than the first. This weekend I'm working on a video that I've been putting off for quite a while. So I made that material stand a few weeks ago with a scaffolding jack and some tube and a piece of scaffolding plank. And it works really well as a material stand. It's adjustable. It's very heavy duty. It works great for its intended purpose. But I am finding I need a stool because I have a couple of chairs. I got this lawn chair type thing I sit in, and then a little office chair that I throw outside that I sit in. but they're too low. And the material stand is too high. So what I'm going to do is chop off some of that tube because of the jack, a screw jack in it. It raises and lowers. And I'm going to put casters on it so I can scoot it around, use it as a stool and as a material stand, which is nice because in the shop space, it's a small shop, so things have to really take double duty and be mobile and be able to be pushed out of the way. So gonna do that, and along with that, castor oil. Yeah, I will spritz some castor oil on the casters. Oh, there's a bug going around, and I caught it. I think I was coughing the last two live streams I've done with you guys. So I got that. Oh, well, I got you here. You can kind of see in the background right here, and the beach is over there. No, right here is my light box I made. The video for that is up on my YouTube channel. Also, I have a short little blog on my website about this and an embedded video. Yeah, I don't smoke. I don't know why. I'm coughing because I'm sick. So go check that out. What, Brandon? You had 103 fever? That's Jim. Are you beardless? Why would you do that? Are you? Oh, man. Amanda, please post Sam's video of his light box. So my light box was inspired by Sam from the Green Acre Workshop. He made a light box, and I got the idea from him. So I straight up took his idea and made something very similar. Although his looks better. I think mine's lighter. Yes. Dave. All right, Dave. Thanks, Dave. It's starting to rain. I can hear the rain on the shed roof. So with Jim's out silencing traded. Whoa. Crocs are staying. I still don't own any Crocs. Maybe I should get one. Sam's LED light box. Thanks, Dave. Oh. What are you guys doing? Crocs. Tevas breathe better. Whoa. Yeah, Jim, happy wife, happy life. So I understand, but that's still a tough choice to sacrifice your crumb catcher. Yeah. So like I have this little bit of wire. If I want to, put it in the beer. Store it right there. Save it for later. I don't even need to hold it. Got it right there. Store spare keys. Yeah. Yeah. What? Brandon has a beard? No way. And I'm multitasking here. Holy cow! Brandon Davis has a beard. For those of you who don't know him, he's always had a tight cropped goatee. He's full on bearded. Way to go. We lose one beard, we gain another. There's balance in the world. Balance in the world. Oh. So I am, oh, Jen hates it. Yeah. I'm getting so close. I know I talk about this. I've been talking about this for weeks. I'm getting very close to working on the gantry. I will probably work on it this weekend after I do my stool video. That one, shooting that video won't take very long. I also, after work this week, went over to a company in my little town called Northwest Yamaha. They are a golf cart service company. They might sell golf carts, they might rent golf carts, but they certainly repair golf carts. There's a big fancy golf course outside of town, so I imagine they are a primary. Oh, they changed their name to golf. Yeah. Anyway, there's a golf cart company in town. I went over there after work and talked to the guys to see if they have any carts that they're scrapping out that I could take the front end spindles, axle, hub, and wheels from for my soapbox derby car. And they didn't have any, but they would be willing to let me poke around if I come back in another month or two to see if they have something. And they said on occasion they get carts in that end up being scrapped. So that's exciting. I might be able to get a piece of a front end that I can modify to my needs and not have to recreate it from scratch. Although I'm willing to. That's my plan has always been to build the front end from scratch, and that's going to be the most difficult part. Is the steering. The rest of the frame is easy. It's just basically a box. The steering would be the most complicated, and then would a lawn tractor front end work too? Quite possibly, Dave. I haven't looked underneath a lawn tractor in quite a while, but I bet it would. I bet it would work. It might be too narrow for my needs, but that's easy to deal with. I could cut and extend and scab in whatever length I need to make it the appropriate length. But yes. Maybe I will do some looking on Craigslist or the Googles. The part number Easy Go golf cart is the same bearings. Huh. That's funny, Jim. It's funny that how that works sometimes. The how common things are. Yeah, scrapped out UTV would also work. Yeah. Hey, Gary, I don't think Gary's on. Gary, when you watch this later, do you have that old lawnmower? I know you got a new lawnmower. Do you have the old lawnmower that this new one replaced? Because he had an old riding lawnmower that was plaguing him with some issues, and he ended up buying a new lawnmower. If you still got that old one, I might come down and scrap out some parts off of it. Polaris. Yeah. Just show up and take it. Just do a video doing that. Yeah, I'll show up in the middle of the night, disassemble his old lawnmower, and take it. Ooh. Oh, it would be funny if I took his new lawnmower, put it up on blocks, took the wheels off, and hid those wheels under his stairs or something. So it looked like someone came and stole his wheels off of his new lawnmower. Gary, since I told you that now, it's just a joke, so don't get mad. Lawnmower repo. Somehow we could do a parody of the Bad Boys. Bad Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Theme song from Cops. Yeah. Yeah, Gary's real busy right now. He has a bathroom remodel, 2 murals he's working on, a play. Good night, Ian. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a good night's sleep. Amanda, I can always still do it, and it will be funny. Because that's the way I roll. Well, what was funny is last night I was in chat with Dave and Sam, and Gary was direct messaging Sam about something, but Sam was screen sharing with Dave and I because of a project we were working on, and Gary was asking some questions, and I told Sam to give Gary grief that I didn't want him to participate, and so Sam told Gary that I didn't want him to participate, and was goofing on him, and Gary made a joke about it. But what was really funny is I could see it happening because I could see them chatting with each other. I guess he had to be there. Croc Collective. Oh, how many pairs of Crocs? Everyone in the room who own a pair of Crocs, simply type the number of pairs of Crocs you have and the color. So if you have only one pair and they're green, go 1 green. If you have 2 pairs and you have a green and a blue, go 2 green, blue. I want to see who comes up with, blue, brown, camo, 0. That would be the Wonder Woman version of Crocs, where she parks the plane and can't find it until someone walks by and walks into the wing, and 0. Hey, I don't have any. I don't have any Crocs. I'm Croc-less. 1 pair of black. Yeah. When Mean Girls would do conference calls with the person not knowing it. Yeah. Oh, so back in the late 90s, I worked for a company called In Focus. It was actually I worked there from the mid 90s to the mid aughts, And this is right kind of at the tech boom age. But we're on the verge of tech. Anyway, so there's this guy named Dan, and he was from Croatia, and we called him the Croatian sensation. And then I don't remember the woman's name. There was a woman, and they were both manufacturing engineers, and they sat a couple of cubes away from each other in the same office area, but not right next to each other, maybe 20 feet apart. And there was a conference room across the way from them, and a bunch of us got in the conference room, and we did a conference call to both of them, one right after each other, and their phones rang, and we muted our phone, and they answered, hello, 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 hello. And they were going, what do you need? I don't know. What do you need? And they thought that the other one called them, and they started like sort of arguing with each other about who called each other. And in the conference room across the hall from them, we're giggling because we were playing this silly joke on them. The antics we used to play. We also would do dumb stuff like your phone receiver. We would put Scotch tape over the hang up button and put the receiver back down, and then we would call that person, and they go to pick it up, and it wouldn't answer. It would still be ringing, and we thought that was funny too. Boy, the jokes we used to play when we were in our 20s at the office. Dave has winter Crocs. Do you have fur-lined Crocs, Dave? Do you have like slipper Crocs? Do you have like mid-shin Crocs that go up to your mid-shin? Ooh, Scotch tape over the laser on the mouse. That's a good one. Ooh, I'm going to have to try that on a coworker. Hopefully there's no coworkers watching right now. Yeah. We also, remember those trackball mice? We'd take the ball out of the mouse, and so it wouldn't move. Take the ball out and put it in their pencil drawer. Man, what other sort of office pranks did we do? We did a bunch. I vaguely remember we did a bunch. Huh. Can't remember them. They'll come to me. That took balls. That's funny. I had a tree in a cube once. That's fun. There was a ficus tree in our front lobby. This is years ago. And they were going to get rid of the little tree because they're changing out all their plants. And so I took it and put it in my cube. It took up way too much space. But I thought it was neat to have a tree in my cube. Yeah, switch the M and the N keys. Yeah. I used to do that to people with the X and Z. I'd swap their X and Z key because it wasn't used very often. Air horn under the seat. Froze water in Dixie cups and staples. Some all. Huh. That's quite elaborate. At Intel, when Intel employees take their sabbatical, their coworkers will decorate their cube. And they'll get quite elaborate. They'll put streamers up, or they'll foil everything in the cube. Uh, Sometimes they do sports themes where they'll make like the entrance to the cube a goal, and then they'll put football motif stuff. Wrapping paper, yeah, they do wrapping paper, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I heard something about that, Jim. When Bush Jr. was president, they took the W's from the keyboards. I'd heard that before. Balloons. Sometimes I have to be the party pooper on the decorating of cubes because they'll do it in such a manner it becomes a fire hazard. Or they put a roof over the cube, which you can't do because then you impair the function of this fire sprinkler system. One lady put up a tent, an actual camping tent in the cube, and she wasn't so happy when I told her she had to take it down. But you know, that's my job. I have to be the bad guy sometimes. I'm always fun and jolly. Yeah. Hey, Brandon. Let's see if I can tell this story without revealing too much. You know, Lunch 10-3 over by Mod 2. Any hammocks in the cubicle? Haven't seen any hammocks, but I've seen like a lazy boy. So Lunch 10-3 is going away. And not just going away being disassembled, it's being taken down with heavy equipment and pneumatic pinchers. They're cutting all that apart and taking it out in chunks because they need it gone in a single weekend. They don't want to take the time to disassemble it in pieces and take it away. They're just going to go and off it goes. And for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, no, it's not aluminum. It is that coated steel. That's all malted looking. I can't think of what that process is that they coat the steel. It's on the tip of my tongue, so it resists corrosion until it gets scratched. Galvanized, yes. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, don't weld galvanized. So this structure, for those of you who don't understand what Brandon and I are talking about, is massive. It's probably 200 yards long, maybe 300 yards long, 100 yards wide or more. I was joking with one guy a couple weeks ago. We did this. So we did this test. So right now, this massive structure is empty, and we set up. Well, I didn't set up. Another company set up a structure out of Unistrut. For those of you who are familiar with Unistrut, it's like a industrial tinker toy set. You know, everything bolts together, and you can pretty much build anything you want pretty quickly. It's all over my work, Unistrut. Yes, it does rock and it's expensive. So anyway, they set up this Unistrut structure to simulate a piece of the factory, and they put in special ceiling tiles, I'll call it, in this to simulate the interface between one section of the factory and another section of the factory. I'm not telling you any secrets, but in the factory, there's areas that have a sort of like a ceiling, sort of like a floor, but it's not really. There's holes in it, allows air to move through it. That's as much as I'll say. But anyway, from a fire protection standpoint, that could be considered an obstruction. And so they were setting up this simulation, and they piped in uh, sprinkler heads from a fire suppression standpoint, and we took out the bulbs from the sprinkler head, so they're live, and we put a valve, and then we turned the water on, so the sprinklers would go off just like you see in the movies. I have video. I can't show you. I wish I could because it's really cool. I got tons of video of simulations like this, but unfortunately, they don't allow me to share it. And so we're in this massive tent, and we build a 2-story simulation of a piece of the factory with this special flooring, ceiling, grid system, and we're flowing water, and we're doing this to prove to the city, the authority having jurisdiction, that this vent flooring does not impede or impair the flow of water from one area of the factory to another. That's how big this tent is. So we set up this fake structure inside this tent. We flowed the water. Anyway, and one of the guys I was working with on this is a hockey player. And we're joking about what would you do if you had a tent this big? And he goes, I put 4 hockey rings in here. And I said, 4 hockey rinks? He goes, oh yeah, 4 hockey rinks would easily fit inside this tent. A tent that can fit 4 hockey rinks. That's how big this thing is. And they call it temporary. These structures they call temporary. They're basically real structures with foundations and beams and all that stuff. Anyway, this massive structure, the powers that be have determined it needs to go and needs to go away in 1 weekend. So they are using hydraulic tools and just cutting big sections of it and then training it out and putting on trucks and driving it away. So I was just telling Brandon about that because he used to work with me where I work, and he knew about this structure. We have a few of these structures. Anyway, probably most of you are really lost as to what I was just talking about, but that's okay. Sometimes I ramble. Yeah, Bill's saying it's a building where you can safely remove your tinfoil hat. Yeah. Sometimes we get to do some really fun stuff like that simulation. I've been involved with over the years 4 or 5 simulations like that where I use the term we loosely because I actually don't do it. I am just there to support. But the company that hires us will spend real money to build a fixture or a simulation of a part of a building to prove the fire suppression will work just for the city, to prove to them this meets code, this is viable, even though you don't think so. Let us flow water and we'll prove to you that this works. And I love that sort of stuff. That's one of the things I really geek out on, because I get to do stuff like that, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, Bill, we're not supposed to talk about the building where they keep the aliens. I can neither confirm nor deny that there are aliens. and we are using their technology, and it is what's powering our phones now. It isn't there. We do not have it. I'm just kidding. uh, yeah. Yeah, I hope you're feeling better, Brandon. I feel you. I hear you. Nudge, wink, wink. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's stuff they work on there that's future, stuff that's happening that you and I will not see anytime soon. It's all stuff that's in development and won't hit the streets for years and years and years. Yeah, Amanda. We actually have areas on campus that are monitored by Homeland Security. In fact, they just sent out an email saying they're going to be auditing some of those spaces. But anywhere there's fire suppression, I need access to go visit. So even though I don't understand what I'm looking at, I get to go anywhere on campus. Any DeLoreans? That's old. That's 80s technology. That's old. That's in the museum at the other campus. There's a museum at another campus, and that's where the DeLorean is. I'm sure you've all have seen movies where fire sprinkler water comes out and it's pristine and clean, and that's not reality. The reality of a fire sprinkler system is that water's been sitting in those pipes for 12, 20, 25 years, hasn't moved. It's stagnant and nasty. So when a sprinkler head really goes off, it dumps out black and smelly and nasty. But it cools the fire. That's the whole purpose, is it to cool the fire. So people can evacuate, and it keeps the area cool so the fire department can come. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In the movies, Dave, you're right. Not all the heads go off at once. There are systems where that is the case. That's called a deluge system, and all the heads are open, meaning when the system goes off, it flows water through all heads. But that's what you do not have that in office buildings. You do not have that in factories. You do not have that in warehouses. Deluge systems are like chemical areas where if the poo-poo hits the fan, you need a ton of water, and you need it now. And you need the whole area cooled immediately. We do have areas like that, but that's just what they see in the movies. That's not real. Yeah. Fire safety lessons, yes. Yeah, unfortunately, I can geek out on that and just keep going. Yeah. Yeah. It's been good. It's been good at work. I've been sick, but you guys know that. YouTube's been going pretty good. I got that video out with my light box. There's a link in the description for that. Go check that out. Dan, have a good week. See you next week. Thanks for coming by. Dave's good to go on a road trip, or a trip to Rhode Island. Yeah, Amanda, Hollywood lies to you. They lie to you about all sorts of things. You can't shoot 7 shots out of the 6-shooter. They put up scaffolding for set decoration. They put up scaffolding that doesn't get you anywhere or do anything. It's just there to look pretty or interesting. You can't crawl inside ductwork, that's for sure. although, well, not office ductwork. Although some of the ductwork where I work, it's so big I could stand in and not be able to reach out and touch the sides or touch my head. But those are very special places. That's not in the offices. Those are somewhere else. We've joked about if you could put a golf cart in this ductwork, you could drive down it. It's so big. Yeah. Scrubber ducts. Scrubber ducts are interesting. They if I don't know, you guys don't care about this, but a scrubber duct is the exhaust goes out and they scrub the exhaust. I mean, the definition's in the title, but they have what looks like wiffle balls in there, so the exhaust can get through and around these balls because there's holes in it. They really do look like wiffle balls. And then there's water that flows through that area and trickles down and through the wiffle balls, thus scrubbing the exhaust. And then that water is captured and treated, and then the exhaust can go out and it's been scrubbed and appropriate to go into the environment. But it's funny, the first time I looked inside one, I was like, wiffle balls? Really? And then some guy explained it to me. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. There's also fire suppression in scrubber ducts. The surface area, yep, that's right, Dave. It provides surface area for the water to go over and scrub. Yep. Well, I blew through an hour. Started out talking about putting on makeup and ended up talking about scrubber ducts and fire suppression. Quite an arc. Yeah. Maybe someday I'll tell you about wax heads. Now that's riveting. That's riveting stuff. Oh, Jay, I didn't see you there. Hey, Jay, everyone, let me have your attention. Let me have your attention. In my description, there's a link to a video called "A Guy in a Beaver Coat" Part 4, and there's a link to a YouTube video. That is Jay from Almost Homestead. That's his latest video. Go check it out. It's hilarious. It's part 4 of a series. You could watch the 4th one and be fine, but you also can go back and watch all 4 of them. They are amazing. It's about a mountain man who befriends a beaver tribe, and they impart upon him powers or something, and off the adventure goes. And Jay is from Washington, the state of Washington, a fellow Pacific Northwesterner. So give him some support and love. Check out that video. It's funny. And yeah, it's all good. Got to share the love, Jay. Got to share the love. And you put out some great stuff. Well, I'm going to just call it a night. Go check out my website. Yeah, big twist at the end. No spoilers. There was a guest appearance in his video. I was kind of pleased to see that. Anyway, good night, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Go check out my website. Check out my videos. Take care and peace out.